the street. I mean, seriously, every single house through the 600 block has got trash in the alleys, TVs, graffiti all over the place. I'm just saying, you need to take a look there. Maybe put some cameras in those sections. So, we alone have contacted the police twice and code enforcement 5 times for this property being entered. This is why I don't understand why we can't put a mandate out there that when a property is blighted within a certain amount of time, if they don't know what they're going to do with it, the entire ground level gets boarded up right away. 7 times the city's gone out here to board up one window at a time. Well, there's only one more left to go. I'm sure that'll come within a week or two. Most of the, and if you can't tell by the pictures, that's why I asked you to go take a look at it. You can see daylight through the top windows. The roof has now come down inside this building. How is that safe for the building next to it, which was condemned at one time also? They chose to buy the property. They chose the responsibility. The city needs to hold them accountable.
I mean, we just sit here month after month, meeting after meeting after meeting, and Mr. Heffentrager does such good work and brings us these pictures and shows us this property, and it doesn't take a housing genius to know that it's a domino effect.
This property is extremely dangerous. Every window in the place is shattered. It's got debris falling off the top of the building, and it's not blocked. This guy has done not one single thing since purchasing it in 2014. But now the one thing that we seem to be just looking over are the slumlords, especially the ones that are on our list currently. These people have deplorable, deteriorating, hazardous properties throughout the city, but even picked because we gave you a hard time 2 years ago about this. And he was hastily picked, a guy that owns one property. I mean, that was ridiculous. So I don't know, just try to stuff or something, but it doesn't work. You know that by now. We're not going to stop. I represent the Allentown Tenant Association. Just real quick, now that the budget for the most part, I guess, is going to be behind us. Next year, could we finally focus on affordable housing? Him changing his ways. Well, here we are 20 years later. He still has properties that are tagged unfit for human habitation and constantly has illegal evictions all the time. Trashing of the city, this is ridiculous. This is the worst I've ever seen. I mean, you all have to notice it when you drive down the street. I'm not talking about just dumping either. It's just trash everywhere. Every picture you see on these pictures here are all spots that we've called in more than 5 times. Albert Street we called in 21 times last year, 6 times this year already. I mean, we called sweep 17 times this year already. This is insane. It is the view of the Allentown Tenant Association that Allentown needs to put more focus and attention into the housing stock of the city. More focus on neighborhoods throughout the city and not just on the development of the downtown area. Poorly managed rental properties. It's costing taxpayers significantly more than well-managed rentals and homeowner properties do. Slumlords and absentee landlords are neglecting their rentals, which are deteriorating neighborhoods. Homeowners are losing property values on their homes, so they move out of the area for new better lives. In turn, though, they can't even sell their homes, and they then become rentals. We've seen this over and over again, as a matter of fact. It is a downward spiral that's not good. Neglected rentals negatively affect the city in numerous ways. They attract criminals, decrease revenue, decrease property values, lead to a higher utilization of city resources, contribute to blight, result in health and safety hazards, and deteriorating housing stock of the neighborhoods. Properties become run down, trashed, and the broken window theories comes into play. Consider a building with a few broken windows. If the windows are not repaired, the tendency for vandals to continue breaking them continues. Eventually, they will break into the building if it is unoccupied, it perhaps becomes squatters, or worse yet, cause a fire. There are 37,509 rental units in the city of Allentown. Neglected rental properties should be the top priority of this. The bottom line is neglected housing costs the city more money, which in turn costs the taxpayers more money. Neglected housing is not just a cosmetic issue, but a quality of life issue, and it's an issue that we must not ignore. We also think the city should highly consider using Act 90 in the way it was intended to be used. That comes from the Neighborhood Blight Reclamation Revitalization Act. The act, which took effect April 25th, 2011, empowers municipalities to take legal action against any owner of deteriorating properties and denies said owners of permits and licenses until they come into compliance. It allows municipalities to take action against owners for blighted buildings and not just putting a lien on their assets, but actually by attaching personal assets. It allows for the extradition of out-of-state owners cases where deteriorated property is not brought up to code. We have asked the city to look into a point system for inspections that would help identify substandard dwellings, classify dwellings into categories, determine how often a dwelling needs to be inspected. Deficiency points are associated with the severity of the building code violations. Hopkins, Minnesota uses this point system, and that city told us that it works great because it allows the officials to keep an eye on the problematic properties and the bad landlords. Inspections are conducted every 1, 2, or 3 years, depending on the severity of the points. Seriously, I really hope something more happens. We've been here for 5 years. Everybody thought we were flashing the pan. We're still here. We're not going anywhere. But damn, I'm getting sick of it. I really, really am. Some days, I just don't even want to do it anymore. I'm sick of looking at it. I'm sick of hearing calls, dozens of calls.